Aegis Combat Assist activated. Systems green. Launch complete. Landing gear retracted.
Thank you. Please visit you.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Proximity alert. Deck. Landing gear deployed. Automated landing initiated. Landing complete.
Landing complete.
Weapon
Have a
systems
pleasant stay.
offline.
All arriving pilots use the designated landing area. Launch platforms are for departing ships only. We advise guests to please use caution upon exiting the armistice zone, as weapons will once again become active. This station is a proud member of the Ship Share program, encouraging travelers to save resources and fly together.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad. Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Unfortunately, our
For our guests' safety, this station has been designated as an armistice zone. All weapons are currently disabled.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Please be considerate and
Unfortunately,
avoid obstructing
our
airlocks.
automated system is
Thank you for
unable.
your assistance. Kindly ask that guests exit airlocks as soon as it is safe to do so.
Your ship has been delivered to the
Our
following
automated
landing
ship
pad.
organization system handles storage of all vehicles. To access your craft, consult one of the terminals located throughout the station. To prevent traffic, we ask that all arriving pilots use the designated landing areas. Launch platforms are for departing ships.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Space may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today and fly together.
Unfortunately, our automated system is unable to
Please be
access.
considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks. Thank you for your assistance. This station
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Tampering with weapon safety protocols is strictly forbidden. This station has been designated as an armistice zone. Tampering with weapon safety protocols is strictly forbidden. A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage.
Unfortunately,
Please be considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks. Thank you for your assistance. For our guests' safety, this station has been designated as an armistice zone. All weapons are currently disabled. Space may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today and fly together. We kindly ask that guests exit airlocks as soon as it is safe to do so. Please be considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks. Thank you for your assistance. For your convenience, our automated ship organization system handles storage of all vehicles. To access your craft, consult one of the terminals located throughout the station. This station has been designated as an armistice zone. Tampering with weapon safety protocols is strictly forbidden. Space may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today and fly together. To prevent traffic, we ask that all arriving pilots use the designated landing areas. Launch platforms are for departing ships only. We advise guests to please use caution upon exiting the armistice zone, as weapons will once again become active. We advise guests to please use caution upon exiting the armistice zone, as weapons will once again become active. This station is a proud member of the Ship Share program, encouraging travelers to save resources and fly together. For our guests' safety, this station has been designated as an armistice zone. All weapons are currently disabled. Please be considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks. Thank you for your
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage.
Aegis Combat Assist activated. Systems green. Launch complete. Landing
Thank
gear
you.
rejected.
Please visit again.
Yeah, man, how's it going?
Pretty good yourself.
All right. Pretty all right. Just fired up. It took me a little bit to download again, but trying to get into. Well, now with the whole like COVID situation, trying to find stuff to do, right? Figured, hey, might as well get into the whole like Star Citizen universe again.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
So yeah, like long story short, like I've been playing it for a while. I know like a little bit. I primarily spend my time like just like flying around, messing about, but I haven't really done anything remotely close to what you call any. I haven't done any big activities at all. Like I haven't really done anything but like, well, I guess just playing the game occasionally, going exploring, done like a couple of missions, but I have like no clue about what like the spawn points, like what to do in different systems, stuff like that. So I'm pretty like green, I'd say. I'm in the game right now, yeah. It's the same as it's Ham the Man, just one word. I can.
Right. Go ahead, if you can you add me too? It's the same as my name there.
Yeah, for sure.
The only way I can join you on a server is if we both are on each other's friends list.
Let's see. Is there any way of doing it in game, or can I just do it? Or
Just open up the global chat and do / add contact, all one word, and space, and then my name.
/ add contact and space and your name.
Zatellia.
Yeah. Should have sent that.
And then I'll jump out to main menu, and then I'll join you on your server.
As weapons will once again become active. Space may be learned.
Did you get the friend request?
Please show up anything for me. Out to the main menu, I'll be able to see you.
Right. Should I go to any specific like system? Right now I'm at Grim Heights just chilling, but should I like?
I mean that's fine there.
All right.
I'm at Port Alistair, so I'm not that far away. Can you go to your contacts list in the chat and see if it added me? I'm not showing you online yet. You know how to get to the contacts?
No, not.
Alright, just press F11. And then at the top left, I think there's something like contacts.
Yeah, there we go.
And just scroll down and see if you see my name in there.
Yeah, I see yours on the left-hand side.
Okay, it might just take a second to update then.
All right, it's on a comm link, right? Then I know how to get there.
All right, I might need you to jump out to the main menu. It's still
Yeah,
not. It's still not updating yet.
All right, just give me a second.
Hopefully soon this will be fixed, because this is a horrible system they have.
Yeah, I've had a little like trouble in the past, like connecting with my friends as well, but it's probably tied to just like the server thing.
All right, I see you now. The menu.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna throw you an invite.
Cool.
Did you get it?
I got it. I just need to figure out which one is right or left bracket on my keyboard because it's not the standard.
Yeah. Then I have no idea.
Yeah, because I'm running. I'm Norwegian actually, so I have a few extra buttons. On mine.
Okay.
So I don't know which one is left bracket anymore. I had this like dialed in, but it seems to be okay. So that's...
You got it.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, so I'm about to launch the game. You'll be hitting the left bracket again.
Cool. Got it.
Pop up. Okay. As far as making money, like, what are you interested in doing?
Right. So, all I got right now is I have a Connie, and for some reason, when I popped up in the ship menu, it said that I also have like a freelancer. So now I got 2 ships.
So
Obviously, I get the Merlin with it and everything, but yeah, the 2 ships that I have right now is the Constellation, and I have the freelancer. So I don't have like a straight combat ship, but obviously it's a torpedo or missile boat. But I think I'd rather get like an Avenger or something if I were to do more combat missions. So right now I'd probably be doing more like deliveries and, less combat related stuff because I have no clue how to like pilot in like combat.
So the right now the freelancer's a free ship. There's a bug, and the freelancer's basically the only workaround for that bug. So they gave everyone a freelancer. It'll probably be gone next week in the new patch.
Caution upon exiting the armistice zone, as weapons will once again become active.
Well, that's all right. I tend to prefer bigger ships. So ultimately, like what I want to end up doing once like the universe gets like persistent, because I know that they wipe it like more or less every patch now, right?
So right now there's it's called long-term persistence. So now they don't have to wipe it for every patch, but they will. They did say they will have to wipe it occasionally. So right now you're probably looking at like every 2 patches they'll probably wipe it.
Right. Okay, so it's not every patch anymore. That's good.
About 6 months in between. But they also said they'll wipe it whenever there's an issue or if someone finds an exploit and gets a shit ton of money.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's kind of like I said, I watch a shit ton of videos like every time that I get into like a new game, so I get like the basics. It's more like the mechanical stuff, like just hotkeys, like you said, just finding like a goddamn like friends list. Is like stuff that I haven't like gotten into, so I don't know like how to play the actual game. I just know like the info around it, I'd say. So, but ultimately, like I want to get like a larger ship. And I want to do like transport / like just trade routes. So the trading part I can probably figure out myself. I sure don't like mining.
Combat assist. Active. Systems green.
Yes, I'd say like for me, I guess it's gonna be like every activity besides like mining.
Please visit again.
So and also like at the moment, I'm kind of like scarred from some of the FPS combat in the mines, which is why I haven't like done much of that. More like the NPCs, like either floating around or teleporting, just shooting you from like ghost form. Kind of scarred me a little bit.
That's kind of working better now, but yeah, there's still some bugs in that. So when was the last time you actually played?
So I logged in at the start of like 3.8, but I didn't like actually play it. So I'd say like 'cause I've been following all the way since like 3.0. Started backing at 2.9, I think. I'd say the last time I logged in was probably like 3.6 or something, maybe.
So, not too much changed.
Quantum travel.
Yeah, so that's like this massive like space bridge like that's outside the city or something, right?
Quantum travel complete.
Right. That's fine. Like I'll definitely like read up on like all the patch notes and everything. Like I'll try and get myself like a bigger picture. But so if you go ahead. Right.
And we can
'Cause that's
definitely
the
get you
thing, like
started with
I'm
deliveries and stuff like that.
yeah, like so I can work out like the like I understand like the traveling part of it. So there's like I'd say there's two additional like minor things, which is I know that you can upgrade like the
Landing gear deployed.
what they're called again, like the hyperdrives, the quantum, yeah, the quantum engines. So it's kind of like that's the first thing. That's why I say like 50K as like a number. But that's more just like I just want to find like a good workflow to get to like 50,000, and from 50,000 you can repeat to get to 100K. And I know that for like trading, you should get to at least a certain number because like it's percentage based, of course, but also the risk is higher in case you DC. So you don't want to really trade in like 250K DC like on the atmosphere and have to start all over.
So DCing isn't that big of a problem currently. The only issue is like if the server resets. So like the 30K errors. Like you don't DC really much in like atmosphere or doing anything. It's really just random now.
Right.
How are you with flight?
I'd say I'm decent. I am horrible at like navigate. I guess that's kind of because of the ship size, because like it's a bigger ship. But I'm like horrible at like space combat. But I'd say that it's also because I've been using like bigger ships, so they turn like it's trying to turn like a brick, right? So it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
And also like I have about like 8 or 10 like friends that are joining, so like they've all like pretty much bought their ships, but they haven't like started playing yet. Because of the whole like COVID situation right now, they're busy with other things because of like the
I
nature of our
understand.
work. So we'll have crew enough for like we could, if we wanted to, like we could get like an 8 or like 10 like crew ship and like actually start doing some actual job. Like if we got like a hammerhead or something, that'll probably be right up our street.
Okay.
So, but for me, it's more like I just prefer having a larger ship, especially for like that trading purpose. But that's about it for my like flight skills. Like I said, I'm horrible like when it comes to piloting big ships in like tight airspaces in order to like fight people.
No, I mean that makes sense. Um, I would say deliveries are the best way to go. Except except like a bunch of delivery missions, fly around, pick them all up, and drop them all off. Since you don't like combat, then I mean, honestly,
I like combat, but it's more like for me, it's at the moment I don't have a weapon because I wasted my like 10,000 initials on like armor and like I scuffed something up. But
I understand.
Hmm?
Like
So,
bounty
like-
hunting is like the easiest and the fastest way to make money.
right.
Like you
And-
said, having the ship that you have, it's kind of hit or miss whether it's good or not.
Right. But so let me change the question up then, because as I said, I want to be able to do a lot of space combat, and I want to do a lot of it. If I were to get a ship for either 1 or 2 people, what are like your top 2 picks at the moment? Because like ultimately, I'm probably gonna get a. I'm probably ending up with like a larger transport ship, of course. But most likely, I'm getting just for the looks. I love the way that the Hercules is. For some reason, I don't know why. So I'm probably just gonna get that like when we're starting to play, like all of us, just to have like a big ship. But what is like the two really good meat? Like, don't worry too much about the cost. I don't really care about that.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you want really. So the Super Hornet is a
That's
really
pure,
good.
like combat.
You want it for 2 people?
It can be for either 1 or for 2. So like if you have an option for 1 person, I'll take that. If you have an option for 2 people, I'll probably take that one.
Okay,
I'm not
well,
saying, like,
I have
I'm just gonna pick something blindly, but
so one of the changes that just came out is you can now rent ships. So you can rent them for a day, a week, and a month. I think I don't know the exact time frames. But I would say my top picks would be the Saber or the Super Hornet. They're both about the same price range. One is more shields over armor, and the other one is more armor over shields. I have them both. If you want to take one out for a flight and you can play around with them. But the Saber is a stealth ship, which stealth isn't really in the game yet, so that really doesn't help much. Where the Hornet's more of a tank, like it can take a beating and still keep going. But armor's not in the game either right now, so they both kind of even each other out right now.
right. So it was the Super Hornet, or the what was the other one?
The Saber. The Super Hornet is a 2-person ship, but you can control all the guns solo, so there's no downside of flying it solo. As 2 people, your co-pilot would control the turret,
Right.
where the Saber is
I
just
see.
a solo man.
Yeah, and then do you get the Saber Comet, or do you just stick with the like classic Saber?
The Comet all is just a different paint job. It
Right.
comes stock with different weapons, but you can buy the weapons and make the normal Saber a Comet besides the paint job.
Mhm.
Really, it just depends on if you want that paint job. And then the Hornet, for the Super Hornet, there's also a Heart Seeker, which it's the same thing. It's a Super Hornet with a paint job.
Right. Right.
The Avenger Titan is a really good, like, just all-around ship. It's decent at combat. It can carry cargo. It can do delivery missions. So I mean that's a good ship. I mean if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking just for that just general like multi-purpose ship.
Yeah, for sure. Like, so I can do. I'd say like I can get a lot of like different ships. Like when it gets down to it, I'm probably gonna like end up getting multitude of them.
If you want something that's a little bit bigger, so a heavy fighter, so the Saber and the Super Hornet are considered medium fighters. A heavy fighter would be the Vanguard series. There's 4 different versions. One is the Hoplite is a dropship. The Harbinger is a missile boat. The Warden is just a heavy fighter, so it's just an up armored version. And then the Sentinel is a electronics warfare type ship.
Right. Because there was probably I think it's the Hoplite that I've looked at the most.
Dropship one.
So, but is it possible to get that at the moment, or should I try and wait for sale?
So right now you can't get that. So technically right now I don't think you can get any of those 3 ships. You have to wait for the sale.
Yeah.
Unless you buy it in the game. You can buy it in game once you make about 1 million credits.
Right.
I have all 3 of those ships if you want to take them out for a flight and see which one you like.
Yeah, like I'm fairly certain that I'll get the Hoplite because I've hitched a ride. I've been a turret, or I've been sitting in a guy's turret like for the longest time, but I haven't like actually flown it. But that's probably my go-to. So like I don't need to test it. That's probably what I'm going for then.
So that's a pretty good ship. It's heavy armored, has a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
Downside is it can't carry any cargo though. You can do like delivery missions where you pick up a box, but you can't actually do like trade goods.
Right, because it doesn't have any cargo space. How is in that regard the like the Hoplite is probably what I'm gonna get. Do you have any experience like because I see that there's also like a bunch of ships like on eBay and like other like sites externally. Obviously that's not the safest way of getting them. But do you have any experience like with that at all?
Yeah, the gray market is it's not bad. You just need to make sure you buy it from someone who has a very good rating.
Yeah, for sure. Like, so obviously I'm not taking your word for it. I'm just asking if it's like still possible. Because I did look at some.
This one over here I got from it. This up off of it.
Right. Is that the stealth bomber thing?
Raven. It's about to disappear though. They're about to store it.
Yeah. Pretty good.
But I mean, there's some risk involved. But I mean, if you get it from someone who has a good rating, it lowers the risk.
Yeah, I've seen like some like there's these 2 or 3 like resellers that have like 750 ratings or something, and they're all like 5-star.
Those guys would be, I would say that'd be more safer than most.
Yeah. And
but,
obviously I know that the risk is on me. I'm not taking.
Yeah, I said there's always a risk though. Yeah.
So that's fine. Like worst case, you lose some money. You win some, but you lose some.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I used it. It worked.
Cool.
Right, but as far as starting off, I would say with what you got, delivery missions would be best. Once you make some money, I mean, you can rent a fighter, play with them, see what you like. Arena Commander, like the little mini game that they have. That's a good way to test out some of the the different fighters and see which one you like without actually buying it or anything.
Yeah. So let's say that I start off with that. And is there any particular like systems that are better for certain missions when it comes to either delivery or combat?
What do you mean by systems?
So, or no, when I say system, I mean more like planets. Right. Should I go to any specific like locations to like have more of like or a certain type of like mission spawning? Because I know
So
that when we for instance, like when I was playing with my friend, we kept doing like the what is it, the 890 jump thing,
yep.
where like the where it's like stranded and there's like AI on board. So that's the mission that I like kept repeating with him. And he seemed to like always be finding it, but I've been flying around a bunch, like between like because I want to see all the like, just stars or not stars, but I want to see like all the planets and moons. And I've only like encountered one.
So there's missions do spawn at different locations. So ArcCorp and Microtech are the only two places that spawn the 890 jump missions.
Right.
So this area, like Grimhex, Port Alisar, there's two bounty missions that spawn. The crime set level 3 and 4, which are like the two highest, value missions.
Right.
Hurston also spawns two of them, but they're 1 and 2s, so they don't pay as much, but they're easier. I don't know if ArcCorp spawns any bounty missions.
Okay.
But yeah, missions do vary on your location.
Yeah, for sure. So for when it comes to like delivery, because my guess is that deliveries are usually sub 10K, right? They're like 6,000 credits per delivery or something, ranging, of course. But is there any specific like areas that are better for deliveries, or do you just like go from A to B and just keep flying and flying and flying until you like you get enough?
So for as far as the delivery missions go, I don't think that's like area specific. You just have to go through the list. I think there's like 15 of them on mine right now.
Yeah.
Find a bunch of them that you pick up on the same like area, the same planet, the same vicinity, and then just pick up like 5 missions, pick up all the boxes for them, and then just drop them all off. So
right.
Even though it's only like, let's say 5,000, but it's 5,000 times 5 missions or however many you pick up.
Yeah, of course. I'll probably find a list or something. Just watch some YouTube, see like if
there
there's
are
a good, like route.
I know there's some guides that like give you the exact route to go to make the most. But I haven't done any delivery missions. I don't have a ship that can carry it. I have all fighters.
Yeah, no, for sure.
As far as trading, once you get enough money to start with, there's websites that'll tell you the best the best places to buy goods and the best places to sell those for the most profit.
Yeah. Is there any specific like trade? Is there any like trade dedicated site? Do you know?
Yeah. I'll send it to you inside the Spectrum thing. There's one that I use. I think it's probably the most versatile one.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there's also smaller ones out there too that are just as good.
Yeah.
Currently, the economy is not dynamic, so it doesn't really change very much. But soon it's going to be more dynamic, so those kind of websites aren't really going to benefit because the value is going to change constantly.
Yeah, for sure. As for and this is more like so the one thing that I've never like wrapped my head around, I could probably just again watch a video like for the in-depth, but for ship customization, is it where is that primarily done? Like what's the workflow? Do you just buy the upgrades? Like what's the pretty much like how do you go about it from like A to Z?
You talking about
short like
component wise, or are you talking about the actual ship customizations?
I'm talking about components, like up the quantum drive, swap out the guns, etc. Can you do any of that right now?
Yeah, so you can upgrade your quantum drive. You can upgrade your shields. You can change out all your different type of weapons, your power plant, and your coolers.
Right.
And missiles. So all of that can be changed out, upgraded. As far as weapons go, it really comes down to preference because there's ballistic weapons and energy weapons. They both do different things. But when it comes down to like the actual components, for the quantum drive, for example, that's the biggest change recently. So now you can upgrade your quantum drive to make it go from point A to point B faster, but it'll cost in fuel. Yeah. For example, you can go from Port Alistar to ArcCorp in like 2 minutes, but you won't be able to go back. Like you won't have enough fuel to make it back. With the new Microtech, for example, one of my ships can't even make it to Microtech in one jump. I have to stop and refuel halfway to get there. But it's the fastest quantum jump, that there is.
Yeah.
Power plants. When you start upgrading, your weapons and everything, you have to upgrade your power plant to sustain that, that load. I'll send you a website for calculators for all that stuff. Basically, it's just an easy way to go through and set up different loadouts and see which ones work together, which ones don't. After your loadout, it'll tell you if your power plant can actually sustain, that loadout.
Right.
Typing in the links right now, so.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just looking at hoplites. I was thinking about just buying one.
I mean, like you said, you've flown it before, or you've been in them before. So the hoplite's really useful for, transport. But like I say, each 4 of the variants, they all have their different uses.
Right. Because that's the thing, right? Right now, specifically, what I need is a ship that can actually dish out some damage and do some combat, which is, though, especially like the way at least my friend explained it, was that when you're in a hoplite, you can more or less just fly in and just take some damage because it's actually like pretty tanky compared to a lot of other ships. So I don't know if that's like 100% true, but it seems to be a decent ship, and also I kind of like the shape of it and everything.
Yeah, so out of the 4 Vanguard variants, they all look the same. They all generally have the same weapons. The only exception is the Sentinel has an EMP, and the Hoplite can carry troops, and then the Harbinger has torpedoes. The Warden is just more armored.
Right. And also this is probably like an effect that comes on later, but for the insurance part of like most of the ships, because I see that some of them come with like lifetime insurance. Yep. And that's pretty much like from game launch, right? As far as I'm.
Yeah. So right now it does nothing. It'll be from the actual launch of the game where it'll have an effect. So from how I understand it, the way it's going to work is, let's say I have 6-month insurance. So at that 6-month point, I just had to pay for, I don't know what the time frames will be, but let's say just like normal insurance, I have to pay month to month, or I can get a 6-month one or whatever. If my ship gets destroyed, they will return it to its stock loadout for me. Time insurance, you'll never have to pay for it. It'll just always be there.
Yeah. And technically, most likely, we can buy lifetime insurance if we ever wanted to later on.
I don't know about buying lifetime insurance, but you can probably buy, year here. You can buy like a year of insurance and then just keep on buying it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, just this is more just like from me, because to me, Star Citizen is obviously like it's an eye candy game. Like, it looks beautiful. In terms, so like I'm kind of also interested in like the whole like Vandal ship thing. I think like some of them are decent. Have you ever tried them or flown them? Are they any decent at anything?
Yeah, so I've flown a couple of them in the Arena Commander. I never actually flown them here. I mean, they're definitely interesting ships. I mean, I didn't fly it enough to really get an opinion on it, but I mean, they're maneuverable and they have some good firepower, but I think they're kind of like weak in the armor section.
Yeah.
So they can get blown up pretty easily.
Right. That's the thing. Probably why I'm getting either any one of the Vanguard or one of the Vanguard ones.
In order to be able to buy any of the Vandal ships, you have to complete the Vandal Swarm in Arena Commander, though.
Right. And also, like, if I didn't right now want to jump into like buying anything of like the gray market, how often is like a sale, to put it that way? Like, how often do they like release? Do they release like a few ships, or is it like usually they do like a summer sale where they do everything for like a limited time period?
So the everything will be in October. They have all the ships on sale. For the Citizen Con, that they're like the anniversary type thing. But throughout the year, they do just smaller sales. Like they just did one where you could buy, I can't remember the ship it was, but you could buy like the St. Patrick's Day, colored ships. So they were like green in color.
Yeah, I saw like the Merlin and everything.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Cool.
Like I've seen like Veterans Day here in the States, they would have a sale where you could buy the Super Hornet was one of them.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean they do random sales throughout the year, but October is like the big sale where they have everything come up.
Right. Is that and potentially like all the new ships, of course. Do they usually put up like new ships on like a pre-sale?
Yeah, so whenever a new ship comes out, they'll always have a pre-sale, prior to it.
Right.
The Mole just came out. It's like the 3-person mining ship. Right before it launched, they had like I think like a week sale of them.
And is there anywhere to follow that specifically? Do they announce that, or do I just need to check in the store like every now and then?
Normally they'll have something on the weekly show they do. I think it's Inside Star Citizen, but they change the name of it every once in a while.
Yeah.
They announce what ships are coming out. With that, if you check out the roadmap on the website, it'll tell you each patch what new ships coming out. And generally, right before the patch comes out, they'll do some kind of sale on it.
Exactly. All right. In that case, I'll probably just get started flying around doing some deliveries until I can get like my hands on a hoplite. But I'll probably grab like a hoplite off the gray market. And then just later on invest in like a bigger ship when like trading becomes like actually, because like you said you primarily have fighters. Do you have anything in like the bigger category in terms of like trading?
As far as trading, right now I have the just freelancer.
Right.
So what everyone has.
Yeah, and do you feel like you can get around with like a freelancer in terms of size?
Yeah, I mean, I've flown it a few times. I do a lot of tutorials on like YouTube and shit like that. And so when I did like
Right.
the trading tutorial, I flew it around and did all that. It's pretty decent for combat, but like you said, it's a larger ship. So wow, some dude just fell to his death behind you.
Oh shit! No.
Oh no, we got back up. He like fell off, like he just came falling down from the sky.
Yeah. Poor dude.
But the freelancer is really good for trading, like size wise. It can hold a lot of cargo.
Yeah.
It's decent at combat, but it's just not maneuverable. Just like, everything else that's that size.
Yeah. That's the problem with my constellation, dude. It just doesn't move.
Yeah, so I mean,
Like-
if they're required, you need to have some kind of gunner with that, or
Yeah.
a support ship to fly with you to make sure no one, messes with you.
Yeah.
Like I was
That's gonna
saying
be
though,
interesting.
if you want, I can spawn the Vanguard, and you can go fly around and do some combat missions. It's the same thing as the Hoplite, except it's just not a troop carrier. It's just up armored.
Yeah, that's fine. Is by the way, is all the Vanguard series for 2 people?
Yeah. So all of them have a man turret.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because I was thinking, because I probably don't need to carry troops for any specific reason. So would it probably, yeah, maybe it would be better to get the Sentinel instead.
The Sentinel's really good because it has an EMP.
Yeah.
You can. So I don't know if it's a bug or what, because I hear 2 different things. But any EMP right now can completely disable any NPC ship. So, for example,
Right,
that ship that just despawned, that ship can destroy a hammerhead solo.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be able to. That little ship that I showed you, I've destroyed an 890 jump with that, which an 890 jump is considered a capital ship. So I soloed it with that ship, that shouldn't happen.
Nah.
So right now EMPs are a little bugged, but I mean, it's really fun.
I mean, it's still good though for taking down shields, though, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so if you get the Sentinel, the Sentinel's really good fighter either way. It has all the same guns as all the other ships, and it has an EMP. The EMP,
So that's primarily the difference, right?
exactly. So the EMP is useful. The way you're supposed to work the EMP is you're supposed to shoot down one of the shields. Once the shield is down, you hit it with the EMP and it disables the ship. So the weapons go down, the power goes down, and then all the shields go down. And then you just destroy the ship. It's not exactly working that way right now. I assume they're gonna end up fixing it eventually.
Yeah.
The Harbinger is really cool because it has a bunch of size 5 torpedoes, I think, and along with its normal guns too. So all the Vanguard have 4 fixed guns on the nose, and then 1 size 4 gimbal weapon on the nose, and then the turret has 2 size 2 guns, I believe. It might be size 3 guns.
Yeah.
So all 4 of them come with that exact loadout. The only thing that differs is just the specialty of it.
Right. And the wardness that have like strictly like
The up armored version of it.
Yeah, the brawler.
Exactly.
That's fine. I was looking, because I probably I'd say that's probably more my cup of tea in terms of I don't think my piloting skills are good enough to actually play like a light fighter or anything where I just get like wrecked by a single bullet. I'd probably go for the Sentinel if anything. I can see it. I'll see if I can get my hands on it. That's good.
The EMP is really fun to play with, though.
Is it? Do you know the normal range of it?
Let's
Probably says somewhere. Hold
I want to say it's 1,000 meters or less. But the closer you are, the more effective it is.
Right. Yeah. That's probably like what I'm. It's probably what I'm looking for. So I might just buy one of those. But I need to see. Where in the States are you from? Like in terms of like what time is it?
It's 11 o'clock at night right now.
Right. Right. Are you on the East Coast or the West Coast?
I'm in the Midwest, I would say.
Yeah. Are you around like Colorado or anything?
Wisconsin. I'm just south of Canada.
Right. All right. Cool. I know my way around. I've been to the States like a lot. See. This guy probably. I'll probably buy this tomorrow then. I should probably do it when he's awake. So I don't waste my
So
money.
so yeah, the way it works though is you'll just contact them. You'll send them your email. They will send you what's that thing called? An invoice, and then it'll in the invoice make sure it says whatever you're getting, and then from that it'll once they receive
Are you talking about? You're talking about like the process here from like eBay, or are you talking about the process from like
the gray market.
another? Right. And is there a different access? Or so right now I'm just looking at like one specific ship that's on eBay where I can just click buy now.
Oh, so eBay, I've never tried, so I don't know much about eBay.
No, that's fine. But there's another. When you say the gray market, what's that?
If you just Google Star Citizen gray market, it'll come up with I think it's a Reddit site or something like that. It's like Mr. Fats or something like that. Basically, it's the same concept as the eBay. It's just a different way of doing it.
Right, because I have like a Star Citizen trades thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't like eBay though, because I see too many people getting scammed on eBay just in general.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's the process for that one basically.
Yeah.
They'll send you the invoice, you'll pay for it. They'll send you a link that it's a RSI link, and when you click on it, they just gift you whatever you're paying for.
Right.
And they're pretty good about keeping up with scammers. Like you'll see on their like rating, it'll say, it'll be like a big X or something like that.
Yeah. Mr. Fats Mobley.com. Right, so here I can just go Vanguard.
That, and it'll also show you like the prices, like how they fluctuate over like I think like last month.
Yeah. All right. But I'll probably check this one out then, because I didn't know about this Mr. Fats thing.
Yeah, like I said, as long as you get one from someone who's has a good rating, you very lower your risk of being ripped off.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's the thing, like, I need to find some, like, if there's a Sentinel. Right now I can only find, wait. That's good, like, even just the site is more than enough.
I also sent you a few links in the Spectrum chat. One
Yeah,
for the
that's
trading, and then the two for the components.
Right.
If you happen to get a hold of a fighter, eventually, the claim jumper missions are really pretty quick, and you get about 10,000 currency for each of them.
Right.
So you just go in there and you have to kill 9 turrets, and then maybe a couple prospectors.
Cool.
Takes.
Yeah, I'll probably get into like a lot of combat missions, because like that's well, everyone has like the Star Wars fantasy, right, of just like flying in between like ships and blowing stuff up.
Yep.
So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Only thing I need to check is, of course, what the because right now, like the last, I'd say, I guess I only have one more question, and that's like in terms of like you mentioned capital ships. So is right now the only like capital ships in the or what? First of all, like the definition of like capital ships, is that anything above like 90 meters or something?
For sure, I don't know. I don't know if it's based off that or crew size.
Yeah. Cause like, is there right now, like, it was the biggest, the couple of like biggest ships you can get is like the 890, it's the Hammerhead, and then now the Carrack or something.
Yeah, so the 890 is the only one that's considered a capital ship.
Right, okay. And over time, like obviously they're working on Squadron 42 now, but in so the ships that they've shown like on the website and everything, in terms of like I think it's called, like, is it the Kraken and the Kraken Idris and those kind of ships, are those like those are just like concept arts at this point, right?
Yeah. Well, the Idris is coming out next patch, 3.9.
Right. Okay.
Be flyable, but it'll be NPC mission to kill it. But yeah, the rest of them are just concept right now.
Cool. And is there so like you said, you managed to take out like an 890 jump with like the Raven or whatever. But is there any specific like ships or armament that you should try and get in terms of those missions? Because I know that there's is it the Ares? No, the Crusader series that have like the big like shoulder mounted like railgun or whatever.
Yeah, so those aren't out yet. But so basically there's two things. You got ballistic weapons and then you got energy weapons. Energy weapons do a lot of damage once you get through the shields. Ballistic weapons have a shield penetration. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's like 10% or something like that. So even at full shields, ballistic weapons are still hitting the hull and causing damage. Laser weapons, you have to get the shields down first before you cause any damage. And then there's a third, distortion weapons, which do 0 damage no matter what, but it's just like an EMP. So it'll shut once you get through the shields. It'll shut down, the power plant. It'll shut down their weapons, their engines, and it causes 0 damage to the ship itself. But it does a ton of damage to shields.
Right.
So if you go against anything that has a large shield hit point pool, you want like ballistic weapons, because you'll be doing damage to it even though you won't make it through the shields.
Right. Okay.
So the Raven, because it has an EMP, the 890, I guess I don't know if it's bugged or whatnot, but if I hit an 890 with my Raven, the EMP is only supposed to do like 3,600 damage to the shields, but instead it completely shuts the ship down, and then I can use my 2 size 3 weapons and destroy it.
Right. All right, that's good. Cool. Is Impact Zone like your YouTube thing?
That's my YouTube thing.
Right. I'll check that one out. Probably get some more information. Cool. I'll probably just like walk around a little bit then, see if I can grab myself like a sentinel and just do some trade missions. Just fly around. Actually, just like check out the new locations. So it's like Microtech was the new one this patch, right?
Yeah. So Microtech came out. So you can go down to the planet. You can fly around the whole planet, but you can't. There's no spaceport on the planet yet. Like you'll see the city, but
Right.
You can't actually land there yet.
Okay.
This next patch coming out will have the Microtech, the landing port and everything then, and 3 new moons as well.
Right. Cool. I'll probably go and check that one out. But
Yeah, it's
alright.
cool. Oh, they also added weather effects too. Like you'll see like rain hitting your cockpit or snow, stuff like that. When you get out, you'll see your visor will get rained on and stuff like that.
Right. Oh, also, like, I saw that they were shaping up Crusader now. Is that this patch or is that 4.0?
I think it's 4.0.
Okay. I just read the news about it, so figured I was gonna check it out, but that's probably not for a while.
Yeah,
Alright,
if you
well, cool.
if you check out my YouTube, there's a bunch of tutorials on how to do mines, trading, all that stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on combat too. And then besides that, there's a bunch of just interesting little videos.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a video of how to steal NPC ships.
Cool. No, but sure, I'll check it out. I'm just gotta skim the market a little bit, see what's going on. If I could nab a ship at a decent price.
Yeah, and if you ever have any questions, man, you're on my friends list now. Just hit me up.
Yeah, will do, dude. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, you have
Super helpful.
Yeah, not a problem, man. You have was it nighttime there or is it daytime?
It's super nighttime. It's like 5 a.m.
Oh wow. Okay, well you have a good morning then.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, dude.
Stay safe.
Yeah, we'll do. Have a good one.
Later.
Aegis Combat Assist activated. Systems green. Launch complete. Landing gear retracted.
Thank you. Please visit again.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete. Contact. Contact. travel complete. Contact. 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 Initiated. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete. Landing gear deployed.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Automated landing initiated. Landing complete.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Weapon systems offline.